In today's video, can the Magic the Gathering Pro Tour be won by a Pokemon TCG player? If anyone can do it, it's him. Introducing our hero, Robb, a Pokemon TCG Pro player.
It's over!
Oh, it's over! Robb!
But recently he stumbled back into Magic, won his way into a regional championship which won him an invitation to the Pro Tour, and after demolishing Magic players for 16 rounds, he's in the top 8! It's so crazy, he can't even believe it! Let's take a look at the action.
Yeah, just an incredible ride for Ian, just qualifying for this event, just kind of almost on a whim. And being on the play with a full grip of cards this time.
Ian is playing the hyper-aggressive Fire-type deck, and starts the game off with a Hired Claw, which costs 1 fire energy. And whenever you attack with the Lizard, Hired Claw deals 1 damage to target opponent. And that opponent isn't going to be easy. Introducing his challenger, Steel Gym leader Matt Nass, one of the strongest pros in Magic the Gathering. Today, Matt is playing a Dark Ghost-type deck called Domain Overlords. So if Ian wants this badge, he's gonna have to earn it.
A very good shot here for Ian to be able to tie things up here going into Game 3.
Okay.
Gym leader Matt Nass starts off slow with a Surveil energy card. For when it enters play, Matt Nass can look at the top card of his deck and choose to leave it on top or put it into the discard pile. Matt Nass dumps another energy card.
Mountain, attack and trigger. You can take 1, go to 18. Post combat, cast Manful Mouse, I'll pass.
Ian attacks for 2 with his Lizard and follows it up with a benched Manifold Mouse, which has the following special ability. One of your attacking mice can deal its damage twice with Double Strike, or have it trample over onto your opponent. And these Fire-type mice are gonna have to strike fast before Gym leader Matt Nass gets his ghosts out. And remember, these Dark Ghost types aren't afraid of the heat.
Another good curve out here from Ian.
And taking a look at Matt Nass's hand, does have 2 copies of Temporary Lockdown in hand, so that is really, really strong. So Ian has to be mindful of the fact that that exists. If he has something like a Screaming Nemesis, that's the type of creature you want to play. But Ian doesn't have that.
Gym leader Matt Nass plays his deck's signature Stadium Trainer card, Up the Beanstalk. When it enters play, he draws a card. And whenever he plays a card that costs 5 or more energy, he'll draw more. So Ian needs to win fast before Matt Nass overwhelms him with extra cards. But the good news is that Matt Nass has nothing on the bench to block. So Ian has to make this next turn count.
But he has 2 Monstrous Rages, and that's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage.
With the Manifold Mouse in play. For example, you can just go Monstrous Rage Manifold Mouse and pump the Hired Lizard. That still gets in for a ton of damage, and on the following turn, you still have the ability to go Challenger plus Monstrous Rage and get in for a lot.
Trigger even before Double Strike on Monstrous Rage.
Okay.
So you're at 17.
So there's one of the Monstrous Rages. Does Ian Robb take that middle ground?
Yeah, makes a lot of sense here. Great sequencing here from Ian Robb.
10, 11's turn.
Ian pulls off a giant attack. He gives his Manifold Mouse Double Strike and plays his item trainer card, Monstrous Rage, which gives the mouse 2+ power this turn, and a tool trainer card attached to it that gives it another +1/+1. Ian also attacked with his Lizard to deal 1 damage, which let him activate the ability on his Hired Claw to give it another +1/+1. All in all, this was an attack for 10 damage! It's super effective! But now it's time for our gym leader to show why his opponent is still in training.
So not quite lethal next turn, right? You attack for, you have a 2/2, you give it Monstrous Rage. It does have Prowess, which turns it into a 3/3, and then Monstrous Rage deals 3 damage, so that's 6. That will get Matt Nass down to 1 if he does run out a Temporary Lockdown this turn.
Which he almost certainly will.
Yeah, then at which point you're at 1 against the mono red deck, right? Burst, Lightning, Lightning Strike, any burn spell off the top can win you the game.
And Matt's going to be at least a couple of turns away from being able to gain life.
Matt Nass plays the trainer card, Temporary Lockdown, which when it enters play, it sends all cards that cost 2 or less energy to the Lost Zone for as long as Temporary Lockdown stays in play. And because Ian is playing a fire-type deck, he can't get rid of the temporary lockdown. Those creatures are lost forever.
He finds Heartfire Hero off the top of the library.
Yeah, given that Matt's tapped out, I just imagine the play here is just Challenger into Monstrous Rage here, get Matt Nass down to 1.
Monstrous Rage, True Prowess and Valiant. Okay, roll.
Can't play that one.
And then I'll attack you for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Ian knows he is so close to beating a pro Magic gym leader. He plays his 2-power Ember Heart Challenger, which can attack immediately, because it has the quick attack ability. He plays another Monstrous Rage, giving it 3+ power, but it also triggers the Prowess ability to give it another +1/+1. But unfortunately, the attack is only for a total of 6 damage, putting Matt Nass down to 1. And let me tell you, for gym leader Matt Nass, he only needs 1 life to win.
So now you're at 1 against the mono red deck, and you don't have any life gain, at least on the docket currently. This is precarious to say the least.
Yeah, so Matt Nass has a couple of options here. You can go temporary lockdown.
I'll play Beans.
I think he will get a card off of it.
Matt Nass stabilizes the game with another Up the Beanstalk into a Rides and Trainer card, which sends Ian's Ember Heart Challenger to the Lost Zone. And that won't be the only thing lost if Ian can't find a way to finish off Nass's last life point.
So many draws here. Rockface Village, Burn Spell, Haste Creature. Didn't find it.
He didn't.
Wow.
Ian can't win this turn. He drew the energy card Soulstone Sanctuary, but this energy card does have a special ability. Pay 4 and it permanently becomes a 3/3 creature that doesn't tap to attack, because it has Vigilance. But how is that going to win? Matt Nass has so many cards, like, he has to have an answer.
So this is actually really interesting for Ian. You can either play Heartfire Hero or just activate Soulstone Sanctuary.
So what can Matt do?
Well, lockdown's certainly not going to work. You can just hard cast Overlord of the Hauntwoods.
Yes.
If you have the mana for that. You can also go Overlord of the Mistmoors.
And give yourself a couple of blockers.
Just have a couple of blockers here.
Gym leader Matt Nass has an answer, all right. He plays his signature double star rare Dark Ghost type card, Overlord of the Mistmoors GX, which for its impending cost lets him put 2 bug type creatures in play that are ready to block that Soulstone Sanctuary, or any other creature Ian might try to squeeze by with. The only thing Ian can do this turn is turn his Soulstone into a creature, but he's going to need a lot more than that to beat this GX card. What is he going to do?
Oh,
so you go for the win that way.
I'll draw.
Yeah.
nice.
Fire Hero.
Yeah.
Go to combat, attack, you're at 1, correct?
I'm at 1.
Yeah,
And
I
he's-
have it on this.
There it is.
And he sees that he can now pay
Because I'm just
3
gonna-
to kill his
after I
own
attack,
Heartfire Hero.
And then I'll
and
target
then go
trigger.
upstairs.
Take 2. Yep.
Wow.
Pokemon TCG Pro Ian Robb finds an amazing MTG play. He plays his Heartfire Hero and attacks with his Soulstone Sanctuary, which doesn't tap to attack. And that means he can still tap it to help cast his Witchstalker Frenzy, which costs 1 less because he attacked with the Soulstone. It deals 5 damage to target creature. But where does he send the Witchstalker Frenzy? To the bug tokens?
Nope.
He points it straight at his own Heartfire Hero. Why is that, you might ask? Whenever Heartfire Hero gets knocked out, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. And with Heartfire Hero at 1 power, that's the last point of damage! Gym leader Matt Nass is defeated! Step aside, Pikachu. There's a new mouse in town. But unfortunately for our hero, this was actually a best-of-5 match. In the final game, Ian Robb flooded out hard on fire energy cards and was eventually defeated by the pro gym leader. Well, looks like it's back to the wild area for our hero. But that's okay, because Ian still made top 8, an amazing achievement for a Pokemon TCG player. Which means his journey's not over yet, because he won an invitation to Magic the Gathering's World Championship.